Frank, interesting season, having to come off a spring of playing instead of preparing for this. How do you think it's going to impact teams at your level, having played in the spring and now turning around and playing in the fall?
Well, you got to remember, Lenny, I think it's going to benefit us, first off, because instead of going through 15 days of spring ball, we were able to play 7 games against 7 quality opponents. We started practice January the 4th. We were able to go straight through, just like a normal camp would be, and then play those games. So our kids gained valuable playing experience without costing them a year of eligibility. So it's a huge benefit for everybody at our level that played in the springtime, and we'll see it play out this fall.
Preseason favorites in the Southland Conference. One poll's got you number 10 in the nation. What's your thoughts on expectations as you come into a season? You've been around it at all levels. Is that a good thing or something you'd like to avoid?
It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter one way or the other. What matters is what we did in June and July, which we finished our workouts today. We had our 6 a.m. workouts this morning. We finished them up. And then what matters, what we do in August, and then how we play in September, October, November, and December. That's what matters. I think everybody's opinion's awesome. That's great. You get to write them in. You guys do it. The media does it. You've been wrong before. And, so for us, it really doesn't. People think it does, but it really doesn't. What really matters is how our kids are prepared. And I'm excited about that part. I think they've done a good job, and I'm excited about that.
Talk about your quarterback and the year he had in the spring, getting a chance to basically run with this offense and put up numbers that turned into a Walter Payton Award, and the excitement of being able to have him back this fall. Yeah,
it is pretty cool for him to do that. Just think about that. Him being in Southeastern and Hammond, Devontae Lee winning the Heisman Award, being from Amite, Tangipahoa Parish, the first time ever. Our governor's from Tangipahoa Parish. A lot of cool things taking place, but I think Cole is well earned and well deserved. His numbers show that what he did on the field. That wasn't his biggest impact for us, though, Lenny. The biggest impact for us was what he did in the locker room, his leadership to our players, what he was able to do for us off the field, and I think the camaraderie on our football team really came to light in the springtime. We really grew. We went through some bumps and bruises in the fall, which everybody did, but at the spring we all came together, and I think Cole was a big part of that.
You've had a bit of a tradition coming out of your program of being able to send defensive backs to the NFL. I guess most recently Robert Alford had a great career and is still trying to hang around. What can Jordan do? Is he that type of player that could be hearing his name called next April and be in the NFL in 2022?
Yeah, now he's just a junior, so I don't want him to do that.
In 23, then let's not get ahead of him.
Let's go to 23 on that. But he's got a chance to do that. He's got some work he's got to do. But this is a 2-time All-American. I mean, you think about that. This guy makes a lot of plays. He returned 3 interceptions for touchdowns a year ago in 19. Did it again this past spring for us. Returned another one for a touchdown. Had another pick. He's recognized. He's a guy that's I'm not going to say he's a lockdown corner yet, but I think he plays with a lot of confidence. But again, he's kind of like Cole. When you talk about a catalyst on somebody, he's the guy that brings energy to our defense. And for him to be able to do the things he can do and impact our defense from the cornerback position, not the linebacker or D-line, from the cornerback position, I think is pretty good. So watching him grow, and when I got here weighing 150 pounds, and now he's up to 180, 185, being able to run and do the things that he's doing right now, just I don't know, it's just pretty good to watch.
You've had a lot of success with bringing in transfers. Of course, Cole was one of those, and continuing to do that, I guess. You've got quite a few on your roster. Talk about that process and what you look for in those guys, and some of them that you think may have an impact this fall.
Yeah, I think you're seeing that trend across the nation with all schools dipping in the transfer portal. There's a lot of good football players in that portal that have an opportunity to go on and play somewhere else or leaving something. I think the biggest thing for us is how do they fit our culture. We do a lot of research on those players. Not only what they do on the field, we watch that on film. I think that's that pretty much sells itself. But what we do is we contact the coaches, the trainers, the strength coaches, things like that, and we find out about them as people and make sure they fit the culture that we're looking to build there and we've built there. And that's what kind of separates the guys that we bring in and the guys that we just say that Southeastern might not be the best place for you.
Last question. Talk about the Southland this year. It's going to be kind of unique in the world of college football, playing a 6-team league. You're going to play some people home and home, which you don't normally do in the course of a college football season. How is that going to change perhaps your preparation as you go through the year? And what do you draw upon to try to get ready for that?
Yeah, well, first off, nothing's normal now any day, right? But where the experience that I had in the NFL in Jacksonville, when everybody plays everybody in their division home and home. And I think I asked a lot of questions during that time. Those years bring valuable experience as playing one team and then turning around and playing them again 1, 2, 3 weeks later. From a game plan standpoint, all of those things, that's going to take place. So I think I can rely on that. There's some things that I've shared with the staff, how to do it, the things that we need to look for, the things that we need to be able to do, and we implement them right now. We put those changes in camp, and we start that process now as we go through the season and, get our kids prepared for it, because that's important for them to understand that we're going to play these guys again in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. So we have to be able to start that process now, and I think that's important.
Last thing I'll ask you about, y'all unveiled some new branding 2 weeks ago. What's been the response from your players, from what they've seen, and what can we look forward to the Lions look being this fall as a result of that?
Yeah, it's exciting, Lenny. I mean, anytime you get something new, you want it. You love it, right? We got a brand new field that's going in, logo in the middle, end zone, and everything else. It looks fantastic. I think our creative team did a really good job, and then all the logo stuff's going to be coming out. We're switching from Adidas to Under Armour. Excited about that. We got a new logo. We got a new field. There's a new look in Hammond, America, man. People need to come out to Strawberry Stadium. Let's see what it's all about.